Welcome back to the panel. Today's episode is brought to you by one of our sponsors. The sponsor for today is Stop Eating the Wrong. That's right, by Toni Hickman. Make sure you go to the website and you go and pre-order the book at tonihickman.com. Don't forget, the book is available on Black Friday. That's right, Black Friday. While you're out there trying to shop and get some items, go ahead, put it in your cart, pay for it, and get the book. Also, Against Myself, a hot single. Download it. All streaming platforms. Make sure you support. Until then, let's get on with the show. Well, we're back with another episode of the panel, and this is a very special episode because this is the last episode for this month. And what better way to go out in this month with one of the popular people of the world famous Outsiders show. But hey, enough of that. We got three people that's in the building, including myself. I'm gonna let them introduce themselves. Kato, can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, it's me, Kato.
Kato is our cameraman that is never on camera,
That's
but
right.
he is joining us for this podcast.
That's right.
Yes.
Yes.
They made me do it.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. We made him do it. And then we have the one and only lovely Toni. But I'll let her introduce herself.
Yes, I am Toni Hickman, Alika Lessons, and you know me from the Outsiders as Lieutenant Hickman.
Hickman. You know, a lot of people that don't know Hickman actually helped launch that whole series. But, you know, she is a very popular person. She speaks positive energy into the air. Very healthy. When I mean healthy, very, very, very healthy. And then she bought something today in the studio that we're going to actually drink. Now, last few episodes, they took shots. I didn't take no shots. So let me set it off the record. I did not take the shots because I don't want to go back. Yes.
If you're scared, just tell me.
Hey, I wasn't scared. I mean, I'm just trying to... I'm advertising the product, but I'm not using the product. Did that make sense to you?
Don't get high off your own supply.
There you go. There you go. So what did you bring for us to actually try today?
So you want to try it first and then I tell you what it is?
Okay. Pour me my secret shot. Kato, you get your shot.
Pour both of y'all a shot.
Okay, I'm finna pour the shots.
Drink them at the same time.
It looks very good. It looks to me like a tea. I can tell you that.
It's a tea.
It's got a lot of bubbles.
Mm-hmm.
That will be a shot. That'll be a shot right there, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I have a whole cup, so I'm good. But I'll take that back home if y'all don't want any more. Y'all might not after you taste it.
Well, as a tradition, very show, we always take us a shot before we actually start. So, therefore, Kato, I mean, first off, let me describe this to you. It looks like a tea. It does have bubbles in. I didn't smell it yet, so I don't know what it smells like, and I'm going to smell it right now. Oh, man, it smells good. It smells like some cinnamon or maybe some, could be like some ginger could be in here.
Yeah. It smells like cinnamon.
Cinnamon, really?
Yes.
Interesting.
Okay, so you ready?
Yeah. Let's take a shot.
Okay, wait. A shot, it means you got to turn it all the way up. Am I correct?
Y'all got to turn
So you got to turn it
all
up. Now, this is before we
and I
take the
need
shot.
y'all honest opinion on how y'all like it. It doesn't have any sweeteners, any agave, honey, nothing in it. It is pure, uncut.
All natural.
Yes,
So
all
raw.
natural.
So when you turn it up, you turn it up. You ain't getting no water behind it or nothing. You're going to turn it up and we going to take it and we're going to run with it. Okay?
I got you.
All right. Tell me whenever you're ready.
Same time.
Same time. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Not bad.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest. I taste some type of seasoning that could be in there, if I'm not mistaken. It do smell like some, it tastes like some cinnamon, or it could be like gingerbread, like cookies, like
Really?
yes, man, I can. But it's good.
No ginger.
Okay,
It's
so what is
ginger.
it?
I actually need to research if it's in the ginger family. But what
Cinnamon?
that is burdock root.
Oh.
And so burdock root is a blood purifier. It helps rebuild the immune system. And what a lot of people don't know is that burdock root has 102 minerals in it. So it has all the mineral components that our body needs.
And you know, that's so crazy because this is a day after I just actually experienced my jaw popping out of place with my TMJ and I was heavy bleeding. And when you just said with the blood, it made me think like, man, this stuff. But it was actually, honestly, it's good. It was cold. I can imagine how it tastes when it's hot and it's warm.
It's supposed to be drink warm, but what I do, because I get these half-gallon jars, and so I put them in there, and then I put it in the refrigerator, and then I just pour it in jars like this because I drink it every day.
Well, this is very good. I don't know if she sell it to the public. Now, that part I can't tell you, but we're going to figure it out when we get into the episode. So this episode is going to be very good because it's going to focus on a lot of stuff, especially the things that we put in our body. Let me just put it to you like that, because we eat a lot of things that we don't supposed to eat, and things that we think we supposed to eat, we don't supposed to eat them anyway. So I'm going to let you start off this conversation on the things that we're putting in our body as of right now in the world. What do you feel like that people are not getting enough of in their bodies?
Well, first of all, we have to look at the world we live in. We live in a world that has everything color-coded, and so as humans, we are attracted to these beautiful packages with the colors, but those colors have chemicals in them, and so we're talking about Skittles. They're actually about to ban Skittles in America.
What?
But it should have been banned all over. But it should have been banned a long time ago. But they're about to ban Skittles. But we're talking about like all of your cookies, cakes, anything that man has touched is contaminated almost.
So basically, I want to make sure I get this correct because as a child coming up, I've been a Strawburst and a Skittles fan. And I love Skittles.
Who didn't? I did too. I ate Strawburst, Skittles, Doritos. All of that is trash. It's not good. And we don't think about that. I'm sure you also had Kool-Aid.
Oh, man. You know something? I did notice this. Throughout the years, I'm going to give it like the last 10 years, you barely see Kool-Aid on the shelf. Because you used to walk in there and you've seen every flavor and you can just see multiple packs of Kool-Aid.
Yeah, they don't have it like that anymore because Kool-Aid has gotten a bad rap. And I believe it's because of the coloring plus the excessive amount of sugar that you have to add to it. So, yeah, that's part of the problem.
Well, you know, Kool-Aid back in the 80s, I might well say in the 80s, that was like the go-to dad in the Wallers. Remember that? Gotta get the Wallers fruit. See, that Wallers they actually had a drink too, as well. That was a powder form like Kool-Aid.
Okay.
And I remember that. I remember when they came out with the clear Kool-Aid. You know, Kool-Aid was a household thing back in the 80s and 90s. Everybody had Kool-Aid. Tons. And I remember taking the Kool-Aid, mixing it with the sugar, and taking it and shaking it up in a plastic little bag.
And you just eat that?
And just eat it, man. And I know, the palm of my hand got licked so much, man. It was crazy. Hey, I mean, Kato, you telling me you never tried that before?
I was never a big fan of sweets.
Oh, so you was a healthy person.
Yes and no.
Okay, so what type of healthy stuff were you eating? Because I know first off, what religion, what race are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm Asian.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, you know, everybody race do different things. You know, we eat certain things in our culture, and in your culture, you eating certain things. What was the thing that y'all version of Kool-Aid, like something that y'all ate in your race?
I mean, we had all that stuff over there.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Wow. So did y'all eat a lot of it?
Yeah.
You just didn't.
It's just me. It's personal choice.
Yeah.
You just didn't want to be involved?
I mean, I tried it before, but it wasn't something I indulge eating.
I got you. And you know, in our culture, like she said with the Skittles. Skittles is actually, I never knew that it was actually bad, and I didn't know they're about to actually ban Skittles.
I mean, everything that looks like a rainbow that is artificial is bad. So just think about that. All of these food colorings, I'm talking about in M&Ms, I'm talking about in all of the cereals, Fruit Loops, all of that. All of those are artificial colorings. And those artificial colorings cause ADHD. They cause so many, they're carcinogens, and a carcinogen is something that could possibly cause cancer.
Something now that you're saying is this makes sense in the world we live in. So many people are actually dying from cancer, and we're trying to figure out how these people are coming up with all these different diseases. And some people...
It's our diet. If we go back to just what we keep putting in our body, that's the biggest issue, our diet. Our diet. We emotionally eat, and that's what I talk about in my book too, but we emotionally eat so much because we're dealing with so much stress. And so as young people, when we were young, our parents always would give us something sweet. We every time we have celebrations, Thanksgiving, Christmas, we're celebrating over bulks of food.
Sweet potato pies.
Yeah, and eating like that is unhealthy. Like constantly, and America eats like that every day. And we are the most obese country, I believe, in the world.
Wow. And when you speak in a book, am I allowed to say the title to your book?
Yes.
Stop Eating the Wrong Shit.
Yes.
How did you come up with the name of that book?
I was thinking about the acronym because SHIT is an acronym for the Standard American Diet, which is the big pyramid that they used to give us with you eat this, this.
I remember that.
So that's what's supposed to be the Standard American Diet, but we don't even follow that, and we don't follow a diet, period. We eat junk.
And you're right, because I know from Doritos.
They're addictive. Now they put stuff monosodium glutamate. I think I'm pronouncing it right. Yeah, MSG. Yeah. They put that in your Doritos, in your foods. You know why they put that in your food?
To get you hooked.
Yeah, they put it in there so you want to keep tasting it. It's a taste enhancer. So every time you're eating it, your brain is like, "Oh, this is delicious."
So almost like back in the days, for those of you who don't know, Coca-Cola used to use cocaine inside of their products. A lot of people may not want to believe that, but that's how it was at first.
That's why Coca-Cola.
That's why they end up keeping people hooked. That was the easy way to hook them in, because they drank one Coke, and people to this day feel like, hey, I cannot stop drinking Coke.
My grandmother was like that. A Coke and a BC, that was her thing.
Wow, that's not a good mix, is it? If you mix a BC powder and a Coke?
I have no idea. That woman, she was on the Coke and the BC. That was her thing.
And when Kato drinks a lot of coffee, 24/7. He drinks coffee, and I be telling him a lot of that stuff that he's drinking is not, caffeine is not always 100% good for you, and it's side effects.
Yeah, and so, and see, the crazy thing is you have centenarians that actually live on coffee every day. I don't know if they drink the big cups that he be having.
Man.
But I've watched these shows. If you watch a show on Netflix, it's called Blue something, but it's about these people who live over 100, and they drink coffee every day, and they may eat light fish, but the issue is they're not overeating.
Okay, so Kato, you over drinking.
Yeah.
Because he got like 2 or 3 cups a day, man.
But coffee, from what I have learned, coffee actually leaches your magnesium out of your body.
I know what magnesium is. That's that stuff that you can go buy out of the store when you're trying to get a bowel movement. I seen that. They got some
Milk
liquid
of magnesium.
Yeah. I'm just saying. I know magnesium.
I mean, magnesium is a mineral in our body as well, and so magnesium is definitely something our body needs. But when we do anything in excess, so like even the salt that we have, the table salt,
it's not good.
No salt. I mean, some is better than others. Like, yes, Himalayan salt is better than the iodized salt. But Celtic is said to be better than the Himalayan salt. But all of our foods naturally have sodium in them. The natural foods. I'm not talking about the non-binary foods that are in the grocery stores that identify as food. That's not food. That's just boxed garbage.
So because it's processed. So that's why I like.
Yeah, and processed is, if it's processed, it's not healthy.
You know, I actually, speaking of processed foods, just about a few years ago, I want to say, I'll give at least about 10 years ago, I don't even eat hot dogs no more. When I actually watched the video that was on YouTube, how actually it was and how they make hot dogs. And for those of you that do not know what I'm talking about, if you watch the video on hot dogs, I think it'll probably stop you from eating hot dogs when you see how everything is processed and how it's, and it got sugar. In fact, it has sugar in it.
They have
too.
everything, and they use everything scrapped from the cow. I mean, from the
pig.
From the pig.
Yes,
and then on top of that, you don't. These animals could have cancer and all kinds of disease, and so all of that is in their bloodstream, and so you're getting all of that gook into the hot dog as well.
And that's what I wanted to, that comes to my question now. I knew you was coming, so I had some people to ask me some questions. So I'm prepared with the questions that the people have. Now, the first question is, somebody wanted to know, they always ask me not to disclose their name, so I try to respect.
That's cool.
Can you get cancer from eating any animal that's processed to make an actual meat? That may sound crazy.
Yeah.
So you can.
But wait. Let me fix that though.
Okay.
Yes, you can get cancer from any animal or any meat that has been processed. You can get cancer from anything that has been processed. You can get cancer from refined sugar if you are eating it in excess.
Wow. See, I didn't know that you can actually get cancer like that. And when the person asked me the question, because I put up my own little poll, and if you follow me and you pay attention to the things that I post in different groups, I always try to post up a little polls since we started the panel, because I want to be able to ask these questions when the guests come on, when I tell them what we're coming on for. Another thing I wanted to actually find out, somebody asked too as well, is it more healthier to heat your food up in the microwave, or is it more healthier to heat your food up in the oven?
In the oven.
And that's what I was going to actually go on to say.
You're taking the radiation in constantly when you are doing the microwave. And we already have these things by us. We have all of that. And so, and when I say these things, because I know y'all can't see me, I'm talking about the cell phones. And so we are already dealing with our own packages of radiation. So we don't need to add excess radiation. Do I have a microwave in my home? Yes. Have I heated up food in the microwave before? Yes, I have. But I know that it is not the healthiest thing. I don't eat cooked food at this time, and so my family uses it more than me.
Okay. Now, Kato, I want you to chime in on this next one right here.
Okay.
The question that was asked is, I was told to eat or drink a lot of sea moss. It will make me more healthier than the things that I eat. That may sound crazy.
Okay, so when I used to take a lot of clients with my herbal business, I dealt with that concept. Okay. So if a person I had a person, this is just an example. I had a person who was obese who came to me, and they were like, well, I'm taking this herb that you told me to take, and I'm still not losing weight. And so I said, well, what are you eating? And they said, well, I've still been eating blah, blah, blah. I've been eating, and then, I had some cake, and I had this. And I'm like, well, the herb is not there to be your Band-Aid. Gotcha. The sea moss is not there to be your Band-Aid. Nothing is there to be your Band-Aid. When you decide to start implementing good things in your health and in your life, you have to start eliminating the bad things as well. Like, you can't just say, oh, well, I'm going to eat everything I want to eat, and then I'm going to just do sea moss, and I'm going to be all right. Nope. No. And that's for anything.
A lot of people, Kato, you can vouch for this. A lot of people actually take a lot of sea moss, and they always feel like if I take the sea moss, it's gonna help my immune system. I'm gonna be good. I ain't got nothing to worry about. And they don't know it's more stuff that goes in conjunction with it. A lot of people bring
Yes.
up Dr. Sebi. Is it Sebi?
Dr. Sebi.
Dr. Sebi. A lot of people bring him up and be like, hey, man, he cured people with cancer. He cured people with AIDS. He cured people with herpes and all this extra stuff. But all that stuff is bacteria, correct? Parasites that's in your body. And the sea moss, if you follow and continue the actual, I'm gonna call it a diet, because it's gonna be an instructional thing that if you follow that pattern, yes, it will get rid of it. But if you don't, then it won't get rid of it. Do you have a lot of people that ask you like, hey, look, I'm overeating things, but I want to do better?
That's the start.
Okay.
Right there is the start, because you are acknowledging that you have an addiction.
Okay.
We all have an addiction. I have worked on mine, but salt makes us want cooked food, hot food. Yeah, cooked food. Salt.
So everybody.
Sugar makes us want the sweets.
And you know, everybody do have an addiction. Kato, honestly, your addiction is coffee to me.
That's
Every time.
right.
So how do you handle your addiction with coffee?
He accepted.
How do I?
No, that's the first step. Admitting.
Some say it's addiction, but I think it's just it's a lifestyle.
Okay, it's a lifestyle. So, how long have you been drinking coffee?
Since
Over 10 years, 20 years?
over 10 years for sure. I think I started drinking coffee back in 2004.
2004.
Yeah.
Man, that's wow.
I used to drink it hot,
How many cups a day?
probably like 6.
Man.
But now I started drinking them cold. I try to get the natural one. 'Cause it's
So the thing is, too, because you don't drink yours with sugar. You drink it straight black,
straight
right?
black.
So, see, that's the key, too. Like, there are different stories about coffee. Like, some people say it's actually good for you when it's black and you're not doing additives in it. And then some people say, well, it does disrupt your system because you're putting too much caffeine constantly. And so that makes sense to me, too. But I'm not saying that it's perfect or better because you are drinking it without sugar. But it has to be a list. I'm glad you're doing it without sugar and milk and all of that stuff instead of that, because then you would really have a problem, because I've seen your cups.
Yes.
Your cups are huge.
Yes, he get those glorps, them glorp cups, some big old cups, and he fill it up with coffee, and he go to town with that coffee. But if that coffee makes him do the work and performance that he does,
We need you on that coffee back.
yes. You know, matter of fact, speaking of actually coffee, we was actually talking about he wanted to actually come up with an actual that's have mixed in. Now I don't know how that was going to taste.
Yeah.
That's powerful. I've never heard of that.
I used to mix with
Really?
yeah. And then it's like that's how I got the idea.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna run with that one.
Wait. That whole what we just said need to be cut out. That's a great idea. Don't put that up.
Okay.
So we gotta beep it out?
Yeah. Beep
Okay.
that out.
Okay. That one is gonna be that's that one gonna be beeped out. So, but that is gonna be a good idea. And if you do want to do that, we gonna take it and run with it. Special edition.
I think it's gonna be just one of them niche. I don't think
That
I don't
would
think
be
it's-
out
yeah,
of here.
it's not gonna be a popular.
I don't know.
No,
I don't know.
You
You
don't
know
know?
how much people are addicted to and alcohol? If they could get both in one cup, they can be. That's like having an energy drink and alcohol. People went crazy on that.
Yeah, Four Locos.
Well, you
was
know
like-
that Four Loko stuff has actually
before it was banned.
before it was banned. That actually messed up a lot of people. I don't want to be wrong. It's number one, it's not healthy. Anything that has artificial flavoring inside of
Right.
it is not going to be healthy. But not only that, they make certain drinks and put them in certain communities for a reason to
Listen, I talk about that in my book too.
see.
We, most of our, I would say, non-white communities
Okay.
are in areas that are not wealthy enough, are in areas like food deserts. And so food deserts are where you can go you can go to the gas station, you can find a church on every corner, you can find a liquor store on every corner, but you can't find a grocery store. So people are actually getting their foods from the gas station if they don't have transportation, if they can't make it to the grocery store.
You know, I always thought this is the second time I heard the word food desert. I ain't trying to be funny. The first time I heard that, and forgive me, I thought a food desert is like a food place that's in the desert. No, I'm just being honest with you.
Okay,
I didn't know.
Right.
I did because when she said it, but she just broke it down to me, so that makes me understand. Because that's what I actually thought. Somebody say, "Man, you need to go to a food desert. They have a lot of stuff." I'm processing it in my head like, you go to the desert just to go get some food? That's crazy. I thought it was hot out there, but it makes sense though. But you think about it. That's another topic. It's in her book. In fact, this book that you actually have,
It's coming out. It's I'm releasing it Black Friday. Black Friday.
Do you have a special promo code?
No, but if you go if you go to ToniHickman.com, that's Toni with an I. If you go to ToniHickman.com, you can definitely get it. I have it for pre-order right now, and for pre-order, it is reduced price.
See, people always complain about Miss Hickman's books. She have real good books that come out, and they're not
They
only.
complain?
No, they complain because they can't get it. They can't get that price. See, if you listen to what she tell you, then you will get it. People got to remember when she takes the time to write a book, she's not only writing a book, she's educating you about not only what's in the book, she's educating you on something that you may or may not know. Because some people, they don't understand it. They think, all right, man, oh, I see a book, it's talking about food, I know everything. No, you do not. Because there's something in there that you do not know. And even the writer, some things from your audience that actually read books make Papa come back and correct and say, hey, no, this is what this is right here. Then you can come back on a follow-up book and say, hey, you know something, I was wrong in this particular part of my book. No, this is exactly what it is. What were you thinking when you actually came up with that book title as you was writing that book?
I know so many people that I end up teaching without even like acknowledging it. I just end up teaching people, but it's so many people that are unaware not only of our diet issues or our diet addictions, but are comfortable in their diet, even with the destruction and taking medicine and all of that stuff. And it's just like we're under a spell. And so my thing is, maybe if I tell y'all how we talk all the time, maybe we'll get it. So even though I'm saying stop eating the wrong shit, look at what shit means in my book. And shit means standard American diet, high blood pressure, inflammation, and toxins. And that's literally what is happening when we are eating the standard American diet.
And speaking of standard American diet, I have another question, if you don't mind. This one asks is, okay, do eating the wrong type of foods affect the melanin in our bodies?
The melanin.
Melanin,
Yes.
I mean,
I got you.
Is that true, false?
I can't answer that. I'm not gonna act like I can answer that. I would say I don't think it's the food that affects our melanin as much as it changes our thinking structure as melanated people. We are the only ones, and I talk about this in my book, which this is a whole nother subject, and I could come back another day to talk about this, but I just need to throw this out here.
Okay.
Lupus. You're familiar with lupus?
Yes, I have an
Everybody's
auntie that
familiar
has
with
it.
lupus.
One of my best friends, she passed away from lupus because sometimes her weight would go up, sometimes it would go down, and then sometimes she just feel drained. So,
So let me tell you the story.
okay.
My mother, I was raised as a 7-day Adventist, first of all. If y'all don't know, 7-day Adventists don't eat meat. Dr. Sebi was raised as a 7-day Adventist. But my mother eventually stopped. She used to be a healer in the church, but she eventually stopped all of that. She changed and she decided she was going to eat meat. My mother eventually went outside and her skin was burning. So she had to go to the doctor because that's what happens when people get diagnosed with lupus. So she went to the doctor and they told her that her lupus was incurable and or uncurable, and she would just have to take this medication all her life. But my mother was just like, she's not taking medication. And so she became her own guinea pig. And she never took the medication, but she stopped eating red meat. My mother went back to the doctor and they could not find lupus in her body. So this brings me to the subject, which I'm about to tell you. Everybody is talking about how the different foods affect us. As melanin dominant people in America, we avoid the sun. We don't, and then we have this color struck thing where if you're darker, you don't want to be in the sun or you don't want to get too dark. But the sun literally charges us. That's where, out of everybody in America, we are supposed to be in the sun. In the world, we are supposed to be in the sun. But if we are getting a disease from being in the sun, then somehow somebody needs to start studying the meat and melanin connection and how that is what is degrading our body.
Man, and you know something? You made me think about something.
We are top of the charts. Let me just say, I just want to say that in
Go
the
ahead.
autoimmune diseases, melanin dominant people are at the top of the charts. And when I say melanin dominant, I'm talking about Black people. We are at the top of the charts. And in lupus, in females, we are 90% of the chart for lupus.
Wow. And you know, when you said charge, it made me think. Sometimes I may be drained, and this may sound crazy to people out there. I will actually walk outside and let the heat hit my body, and it feels. I'm not trying to. It feels really good. And I ride bikes a lot. Now you can get overcharged, like a cell phone. If you get overcharged, your phone starts overheating. But sometimes heat in your body, when it actually hits you enough of that actual heat, it actually makes you feel better. That may sound crazy
The
and
sun
stupid.
is our medicine. They have studies of people who have cancer, and they make them go back outside and sit in the sun, and they start to see their cancer decrease. The sun is our healer. But the irony is we have been trained, and then we're in these buildings from 9 to 5. When is the sun out? When is the sun at its peak? During those hours.
Yes. So
We're barely getting our vitamin D.
Vitamin D. A lot of people don't get enough vitamin D in their bodies. They feel like I should
And
go.
so then they take an artificial pill. How do you fit that into a pill?
Yes, and then we turn back around. We feel like I'm gonna go pick up me some Flintstone vitamins, or I'm gonna get me some zinc. I'm gonna go buy these vitamins, and I'm gonna take these vitamin pills to give you this vitamin D in my body. You can't reduplicate Mother Nature.
Yeah.
That's what people fail to realize. We can take Mother Nature and we can put her in the pill and we can give it to you. And society has grown to believe that, hey, that's it. That they can. If the doctor tell me that I can go ahead and do this and this is what I need to take, we're gonna do what the doctor say. That's what we've been programmed to do. Versus us, we got things now people don't understand. We got tools in place. Let's go back 25 years ago. If we go back about 25, matter of fact, 25 years ago, we didn't have no internet like that. Well, you can go to Google and search and look it up.
How was our cancer rates?
It was low. It wasn't high. And that brings back to
That's
what.
why everything is contributing. It's not. That's why it's so important for us to detox, regardless of your diet. It's so important, and I have to tell people this. I don't care if you eat meat. There are many unhealthy vegans and vegetarians out here. I don't care if you eat meat. That is your choice. I would prefer you didn't eat meat, but the key should be 80% raw fruits and vegetables and 20% cooked. So that way, those fruits and vegetables are the majority of your diet, and they're helping filter the poisons that you are putting in from these animal products, from your junk products, whatever you decide to put in your body.
That's like we went earlier this month to celebrate my daughter's birthday. Kato had squash. He had onions. He had
Yay, Kato, give me a fist pump. That's what I'm talking about.
he had mushrooms. And he had bean sprouts. Zucchini. I'm like, nah, man, I'm good, man. Just give me that. Just let me go ahead and let me just get that soup that I had. What was the kind of soup? What did we eat?
I think you have mushroom soup.
It was mushrooms in that soup?
Wait, I think they had green onion soup.
It was green onions in there and mushrooms. Well, I don't know. It was good. The soup was good. He had a salad.
Where was this?
Japanese steakhouse.
Okay.
HB Steakhouse. We went.
I think it's a hibachi grill.
Yeah, hibachi grill.
Okay, yeah.
And he had a whole bunch of vegetables.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and when you eat meat, you shouldn't be combining it with potatoes or starches. You should always combine it with vegetables.
Yeah, I mean, Kato, he likes to eat healthy. What made you start eating healthy with a lot of vegetables and stuff? Because you used to do a lot of workout exercises and stuff, Kato. So what made you actually do that?
I think it's just it help. I feel like it helped me function better.
Okay.
Because I used to just eat eggs and salmon. That was my go-to meal.
Eggs and salmon.
Eggs and salmon every day.
Sunny side up.
Right.
Wow. I mean, the thing is, eating eggs and salmon. Somebody out there gonna be listening, thinking eggs and I can tell y'all this straight up. Kato's always when we going some places and we filming. This man is punching the air, punching the wall like you finna hit somebody.
He's full of energy, like full of energy.
Yes,
all the time.
And he's a all around person that if you see him, he looks very healthy. What do you do about the people that you see that look healthy? But in actuality, they really not healthy because you move a certain way, don't mean that you're fully healthy. Some people think that. So how do you adjust yourself in eating? Like, how can you stop yourself from eating the wrong stuff?
I think you just have to keep doing it every day. It's a habit.
Mm-hmm. You make it a habit, and then. What I've learned also is like the more we start practicing self-correction, that's the more we start listening to that voice, because then we're not being disobedient to that higher power inside of us, that God self, that God that is within.
Yes.
And so when we start being obedient to saying, man, I know that cake look good, but I'm not gonna eat it. And you start resisting the temptations. That is when it's like, oh, okay. Well, then I need you to take a step further. Take a step further.
And speaking of a step further, you made me think. Against myself. I'm sorry. I have to bring this up. Yes. I had to bring this up.
Yes. Music video coming out soon.
Yes. That song. Because it actually talk about addiction, about things that's bad for your body, believe it or not.
And I didn't announce that, but yes, I am. I used to be with Suave House, for those who don't know. And I am a music artist, an Emmy Award winner, all of that good stuff. So yeah, Against Myself comes out. Yeah, it's out now.
Yeah, that's right. It's out.
Yeah, it's out.
And Miss Hickman, I got to say this to a lot of people. She do not want to be known as Toni Hickman. That's let me just put it to you like that. She don't want to be known as Lieutenant Hickman on the outsider. She don't want to be known as Hickman from Swab House. Please address her as who she is.
And you know why? Because I'm not who I was on Swab House. Just like you're not who you were 10 years ago. Right?
That's right.
Like, none of us are who we were, and we're still growing. Like, I'm still discovering stuff about myself where it's just like, okay, you need to fix that. You need to change that. You need to change your perception. You need to change how you see this, because we have the power to self-correct. Now, people who are still lingering in their own destruction, that's on them. But we have the power to self-correct. And so I don't ever want to be identified as anything other than what y'all know me by now. Eventually, I might be no name.
Okay, well, I got one last question I'm going to I'm going to actually read. Whenever, this person said, whenever they go to the store and they buy vegetables, they notice it's always an organic section and a regular section. What is the difference between organic vegetables and regular vegetables?
So we're going to go a step further.
All right.
The organic starts with a 9. So anytime you see the produce stickers on the fruit, it's going to have it might have an 8, a 9, a 3, and a 4.
Okay.
So organic always starts with 9. Organic means it hasn't been sprayed with a bunch of pesticides and in that environment versus the conventional, which starts with the 4, may have been sprayed with pesticides. However, there are certain companies that promote fruits, but they don't want to pay what it costs to get the organic seal. And so you have some foods out there that are actually organic, but they don't, they didn't want to pay.
So basically, I want to make sure, because I saw this a while, in 2015 I saw this. They had a product that was out, and this product was used to kill weeds with.
Monsanto.
And that product made...
And it contributed to cancer.
Yes.
Yeah, so the same people that... and I hope I'm getting this right, but the same people that make that spray are actually responsible for the nuclear bombing that happened a long time ago in Asia. Like, they are responsible. Agent Orange, that's the same organization with that, and so yeah, they just use these chemicals to spray. But see, there are fruits that you can get that are conventional, and you don't have to worry about that because the skin is so thick. So, for an example, cantaloupe, you can still get cantaloupe because even if it has been sprayed, it hasn't penetrated into the fruit.
Gotcha.
Now, your apples, your grapes, and some grapes, like I said, I like seeded grapes, but I can never find them organic. If you get seeded grapes, you have to get them conventional.
Okay, so conventional, because, something that makes sense why a lot of fruits, that's why, like, right now, I don't eat bananas because my grandmother used to cut them up in the cereal, and we used to hate that. I will not eat a banana. Bananas, they're not allowed in my household, and they're not allowed around me. Really? I'm allergic to them. Yeah, I'm allergic to bananas because she used to get
my son is like that. He can't because I did the same thing to him.
Yeah, she used to get us like, I'm not trying to make it seem like we had peaches and cream, but my grandmother used to go buy us. She tricked us. She told us she had us Tony the Tiger. She didn't. She went in at the regular cornflakes, and she turned back around, put the milk in there, cut the bananas up inside. When she cut the bananas up inside, she told us to go to the restroom and wash our hands. So you got to imagine it's 5 of us going into the bathroom, one by one, washing our hands. So when we come back out, the cereal going to be soggy. It ain't going to taste right. And then she will sit there and watch you eat every bit of it, man. And I'm not lying. It was like torture, man. I had to eat that, man. I'm telling you, man, she used to turn back around and do that. I'm like, dang, Granny. Because she'll make us think that the cornflakes was for her. So we thinking we getting cornflakes. Now you see Tony the Tiger on the counter, so I'm getting excited. I'm like, man, it's got sugar on it, man. We finna be. And all of a sudden, when we see her get that banana, and she start cutting that banana, man, and dropping it. And if it ain't me, it seemed like she dropped an extra, like 1 or 2 bananas in mine, man. Because they had like 3, and like I had 5, man, every time. And I'd be like, and that's why to this day, I will not eat bananas, and I will not eat watermelons. That's another reason. She used to give us watermelons, cut them up, and sprinkle salt on them.
That's how I used to eat mine, too.
And I used to have to spit the seeds out. So we ate so much watermelons, man. I said, no. that wasn't something that I actually want to get. And then speaking of organic and natural, our food. Now, I heard this, and I don't know if it's true. Let's talk about chicken. No, some of they're saying that they're actually making clone meat that people actually eating.
The salmon too. The salmon.
Yes,
Yeah.
and they was talking about one of the fish they said is not a good. I want to say, did they say trout?
Tilapia, man.
Tilapia. There we go. I didn't say that about
Like
trout.
they compare that to the pig of the sea.
Yeah, they
And then
said.
shrimps are also compared. Shrimps and crabs are actually compared to the pigs of the sea.
What
So-
about crawfish?
I'm not
those
sure.
are like
All
bottom
of those
feeders.
are disgusting
Yeah.
to me.
Well,
Like all the shellfish is like, yeah, that's a no bueno.
To me, when I look at an actual crawfish, now people can get mad at what I'm finna say. First off, let me say this: crawfish are at the bottom of the ocean, correct?
They call
And
them
then-
mud bugs.
Okay, they call them mud bugs, but I'm thinking about this. Think about what I'm finna tell you. What you got a lot of insects here on this earth. Which one been here the longest?
Cockroaches.
There you go. So cockroaches and roaches have been here the longest. So roaches, I mean, they fly now. They got some that fly. I don't know.
But shrimp are the identical. They are like the roach of.
Bottom feeders.
Yeah, they have a. I saw it's a meme, but it's a meme that compares the roach and the shrimp, and they look alike. When you look at it, it's like dang, but they have very they're the same family.
So they got this. So they basically cousins.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not eating no more roaches again. I'm just saying because I ain't gonna lie. Hey, we just had some at the Hibachi Grill, man. We just had some shrimp. That was pretty good, man, at the Hibachi Grill. And then speaking of,
See, the thing is, our taste just throws everything, and I get it.
I didn't want it. Kato had forced me to take it. I'm gonna say that right now. He said, "Man, go on and get you a shrimp, man." I'm like, "Man, peer pressure." You know,
Yeah.
when you have people that pressure you to do things.
Pressure bust pipes, right?
Yes, yes, they do. And y'all, please, y'all had to forgive Kato, man. Y'all won't ever know him until y'all come around him, man. He's
Very cool character, though. Very cool.
Hey, if you ever want to be on his good side, he likes the number 6 and the number 9. And 6-9 is his favorite number, man. He, and you know, almost. I went to go eat the other day. Check this out. I ordered some food. Guess what my ticket number was?
69.
69. I'm
I
not
know.
lying.
Every time I see it, I think about him now. I just be like, God damn it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm planting the seed in your head.
Yeah, when I see it, I'm like, oh man, wow. Now, when we get down to the overall expectations of your new book, because people gonna ask questions.
Well, first of all, Against Myself is a theme song for this book.
See,
And I'm doing my best to figure out how to put the QR code so it'll be available. But yeah, it's gonna be, you should be able to go in the book and get the QR code and just scan and get the song.
for those of you, I can't tell you how awesome this actual song is. When the video drop, which I will see it, and she will, if you follow her on the Instagram and on the social medias, because she tells you everything that you need to actually know. I can just tell you this. Big shout out to the Throwed Off Entertainment family,
Yes.
Erica,
Yes.
man, Nay, everybody that showed up, man. Even Sticks was in it. Even Fancy was in it, man. Everybody that participated in this video shoot. Even Hickman's cousin was in it with the guitar. I mean, this is going to be awesome, and you get to see characters come to life.
It's like a movie. I can't wait.
Yes.
Yeah.
Once y'all see it, it's hard to describe it, but I can tell you this. If you guys love the material that we put out, and matter of fact, speaking of material, I do want to say this. Since we launched the panel, which this is something that me and Miss Hickman talked about in the beginning because we wanted to have something that was different, and this turned out the way that we thought about, but went to a whole nother level.
Yep.
Yes, and it seemed like it was yesterday, and after months and weeks, and we just decided to actually do it. I can honestly tell you this. As of right now, as of recording this particular episode, we have over 50,000 downloads of the actual show. And
amazing.
yes, and then the numbers are actually, far as streams, man, we are over at least 8,000 streams, man, on it. And it's steady rising, man. And hopefully, and you guys out there that makes all this possible, you listening and sharing and downloading and telling your friends, is the reason why we're able to keep on continue to giving you this content. So, what is, after this book is being released, what's the next thing for you? What's the next project you got coming?
I am going to finally complete my solo album. Since I left Suave House, I've done solo albums, but I always had features. So this album, I'm not having anybody featured, none of that. It's going to only be me and my creativity, because I don't want to have to blend my style or compromise my style. I need to be organically me. And yeah, so that's what's coming out. I'm also planning 2024. The plans for 2024 is also a health course, a documentary.
As long as Kato and I can actually shoot that documentary, because I could just see, I don't know what it's going to be called.
Yeah.
You heard it first. We get a chance to shoot the documentary.
Yeah.
That's going to be good. It's going to be a long, are you going to go through the whole course of your life?
Yeah, because I mean, and everybody doesn't know my story, but I am the survivor of 2 brain aneurysms and a stroke, and was told I would never walk or speak again. Though that is not the gist of my story, because my story is huge. But yeah, I need to walk through my journey, and just, I think it's it will be a documentary about just never giving up.
And I like that. That documentary is going to be so good, you guys. I could just say, being around when the day I first met Miss Hickman and didn't know who she were until later on, but when I first met her, I knew by, people talk about people energies all day long. When I met her, I felt her energy, and I knew it was something that we gonna do. And as time went on, it became a brother-sister's bond. I can honestly tell you that, man. And she motivates me. I try my best to stay in the right track. She get on me if I'm slacking, y'all, she gonna get on me. She gonna tell me, hey, look, you need to get yourself back right. And she's not afraid of telling you the right and wrong things, and she's never going to support anything that's negative. And when we started The Outsiders, and I asked her to be a part of that, and then I broke it down and I explained it to her, she didn't hesitate, man. She went straight forward and she did it, and her character is the reason why the actual show is the way it is right now, because she's the only standing character from the beginning. And actually, and that's some stuff that's finna come up. I can't tell y'all. Y'all will actually see, but I guarantee you, everything is going to actually be good, and it's going to be lovely. And yes, you will see her in Unorthodox. You will, trust me, you will see a whole nother Hickman in Unorthodox. That's going to be something that's going to come out. Matter of fact, we dropping the first episode of Unorthodox Black Friday next month. It's going to come out. We're going to drop Unorthodox next month. It's going to be really good. And Kato actually set all that stuff up for us and make sure, I have to say this. This is my first time actually getting you on, Kato.
Yeah, there's always first for everything.
And I wanted to tell you why you here. And since we talk about flowers so much, man, I want to tell you how much I personally appreciate everything that you do, and to watch you from the beginning up until now, and to make sure everybody dreams and everybody's stuff come true, man. I personally want to tell you, thank you, man, for everything that you actually do to contribute to anything that we ask you. For those of you who don't know, Kato stays in this studio. When people say 25-8, man, I'm gonna say 25-10. This man stays, he eat, he breathes. While we out sleeping, getting rest, he's here taking care of the edits. He's doing the filming. He's getting everything done. He strives for perfection. I know I appreciate him. And I know
I
Toni.
gotta add that too. I
Uh-oh.
mean, even though I hope you know that, but yeah, you are genuinely appreciated not only for what you do, but because you do it and because your personality that I guess allows you to be this compassionate soul. Even though I know you got all that extra stuff going on, we ain't gonna talk about all that. But underneath, I see all of that. I see you beyond
That's just a
that
facade.
external. I know.
Okay.
I met the real Kato when me and you went out to
Yeah.
eat.
Right.
Like I know when I get you to myself, that's who you are. Like that's your highest self. And that's I just appreciate you not only for helping with my video, but if I just be like, man, I need this. It's nothing. And yeah, you're uber appreciated. So yeah.
Okay. I mean, appreciate all that. Thanks for giving me an opportunity. All that. It was a pleasure. Yeah.
Man, we gonna blow.
Yeah,
We gonna blow. We gonna be the team that blow. That's it. Yeah.
my thing is, if you can't see yourself, how you expect others to see it? That's the thing that a lot of people, they don't understand. The day I laid eyes on you, man, and we met over a automobile part that come on the car, I knew that somewhere down the line that this guy was more than just a person, and I made a relationship with him outside of that. And when we stepped into doing this filming stuff together, I told him I actually see him being where he is now, and I even see him even bigger.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he's gonna be way
It's
bigger.
beyond it's beyond what we see right now. Like I remember when I first met Master P. We was in New Orleans and he was filming a video and he was like, he said, yeah, I'm about to be da da da. And he was saying how big he was he said, I'm about to take over, I'm about to do this. But in no way did P even think he was about to be as big as he is now.
Yes, he is.
Like the vision is huge. And I think when you keep your heart pure, when you keep yourself tuned in with your God self and stay on your path of like, yes, I know I need to self-correct. And you're genuinely here for the benefit of others as well. Like you can't help but to bloom.
That's right. And that's why I tell people. A lot of people wonder why certain things and certain people I don't entertain, and I always tell them I am classified on a certain level in my life, and I have people that look up to me and people that depend on my moves. So if I move the wrong way, then that's going to make me lose with the respect that I have with the other people. So I just try not to entertain. So in order to entertain somebody, you have to entertain. So I don't entertain anything that don't make sense.
I like that.
Okay.
Y'all heard that? Repeat that for the people in the back, Brian. Repeat that.
Okay. In order to entertain somebody, you got to entertain. Yeah, you got to entertain. Entertain. Hey, look. Hey, man, I'll tell you, if you get me in the room and we talk, man, boom, I can come up with some stuff. Now, if y'all try to take that, hey, you heard it here at the panel first. So don't turn back around and
Wait,
and take
I got to
it.
give somebody else their flowers.
Go
Because I
ahead.
need to give you your flowers, too. As much as you are a busybody and all of this stuff, like, I got to also tell you, you are uber appreciated for everything you do in my life and you have done in my life. Both of y'all.
Yeah.
I really sincerely appreciate you. I appreciate your heart. And I wish you always greatness because I see who you are. And I'm grateful to have you as my brother, as my friend. So, yeah.
My thing is this. I appreciate everything that you tell me. And then if it wasn't word for you and what you have contributed to what we do right now, there wouldn't be, the outsiders will never, that wouldn't even existed. That show could have never been the way it was. The panel wouldn't even be here for the audience in the world to actually see it. And other projects that we got coming wouldn't even exist because people don't know you play a very key factor in everything that we actually do. And I appreciate you as well. I mean, some people don't know that I'm actually trying to keep everything in a full complete circle, because sometimes we have things that try to distract us from
Absolutely.
what we actually try to do. And sometimes you don't have to, it's not always about money, man. It's always about being around positive people with good energy and have good line of
And
communication.
faith.
Faith,
And faith.
yes.
Look, I'm looking at this, the partition, humble, faith, respect, love, active. Yes. All of that is what needs to be a part of everybody. And if you don't have those ingredients, it's gonna stand out. And I spot it like a light, like always. So yeah.
Yeah, and we have to learn too, as speaking of healthy, it's unhealthy for us to hold a lot of anger and a lot of bad
Yeah.
stuff on us, because that will hurt us too, just
Oh
as much
yeah,
as food.
stress.
Yes.
Stress alone. I never had high blood pressure in my life. And I had 2 brain aneurysms and a stroke. People usually have strokes from high blood pressure and elevated blood pressure. But stress is what can cause a lot of health issues. So yeah, and we live in a world that stresses us out. If you don't have your bill money, how you gonna get your bill money? And how we I did an Alika lesson a day, and yeah, I want to encourage people to go and go to my Instagram.
See?
It's the real Toni Hickman, not the fake Toni Hickman, the real Toni with an I Hickman on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and even Twitter or X or whatever they're calling it.
Yeah, they
and
switched it.
TikTok, yeah.
And you know something? The answer to your question, the name of this episode, for those who you do not know, Food for Thought.
Food, but I
Like
love
that.
it. Yeah. Can I get one more before we
Man, you
get
do
out of
whatever you
here?
want to do.
I just wanted, because I looked up, I want everybody who is listening, I need y'all to write this down right now. There is 146 reasons why sugar is ruining your health. And it's a list made by this lady called Nancy Appleton. 146 reasons, but I'm going to just name 10. I'm
Okay.
going to just read 10, okay? And I'm going randomly through it, but it suppress the immune system. It weakens the eyesight. A high intake of sugar increases the risk of Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis. It can cause arthritis. It can cause gallstones. It can cause cancer. That's enough.
Oh, man.
When you say sugar, you mean like from sugar cane or like sugar from
Refined
fruits?
sugar, because refined sugar, like Coke, come from a
Plant, cocoa.
plant, right? Heroin come from a plant.
Right.
So once you process it, once it goes, because anything that goes, when it's refined, it goes through a process of heating and soap and washing and all of that.
Man-made.
Yeah. It's no longer what it was.
Natural. It's not natural no more.
That sugar right there. They did a study with some rats, and so they had the rats get addicted to cocaine, and then once the rats got addicted to cocaine, they had them get addicted to sugar. And then they put these rats in the same box, and they put sugar in one corner and cocaine in the other. I think out of 12 rats, only like 3 went to the cocaine and everybody else went to the sugar.
Oh, man.
Now, them statistics might be off, but just look it up. Study where rats are addicted to sugar.
Okay, I'm going to look that up. This drink that we had today, if somebody wanted to, do you make this to be purchased? If somebody wanted to actually buy it and they want to try it?
In Houston, I'm not shipping anything. I make other stuff, but I make sea moss as well. But my thing is, if you're gonna get burdock, you would have to get it organically, and get it straight from me. But I would say, if you are not in Texas or in Houston, Go online and find your organic burdock root. Just look it up. It's on Amazon. It's everywhere. And just look up how to start making tea. Like, we have to start being our own doctor. We go to doctors that are sick. We go to doctors that are feeding us pills that are sick. Like, my mom's last doctor, I eliminated him because he was really sick, and I was taught in my class to read people's face, so I could look in people's face and see what's going on with their body.
Wow.
But he was sick. He had a big gut. He had like thinning hair, Caucasian man. And he gave my mother a prescription that was horrible for her.
Trying to get a paycheck. Man.
Yeah, because they get a bonus, you know.
The more medicine.
So we have to start like not looking at these white coats as God. Not to say that they don't have a purpose, but because greed has taken over so much in the medical industry, it's hard to trust it. But you can always, that's when I say go back and tune into your God self, because you can always tune into you, and your voice, your inner voice is going to be like, nope, stop doing this. But you got to listen.
Got you. Well, on social media, y'all know the real Toni Hickman. Not Tony with a Y. Okay, make sure I make that correct.
Yes.
It's Toni with an I. Like Tony, Toni with an I. Please, she already said she's not shipping, so don't ask. That's why I love her so much, because she could have sold that to you outside of Houston. She said, I'm not going to ship. And if you hear, cool, that's one thing. If not, boom.
And they can reach me at ToniHickman.com. Anything, or info at Toni Hickman. If you have inquiries about my music, about the book, about booking me, anything like that, you can go to info at ToniHickman.com.
See, she's basically giving y'all access to her. Now, do not, and I always say this when I have any lady that's on the show. First off, Toni is part of the panel, so she will never be a guest. So let's make sure I make that clear. Number two, please do not be in her inbox trying to take her out on a date, because her main focus is taking care of business and business only. Now, if you having her get that bag, hey, man, we never know.
Yeah. You got to. I don't have time to compromise nothing unless somebody coming in to be in a asset to my life. Other than that, I can't.
And Kato is actually he don't do social media. So if you want to find him, you can find him on the Partition, right. DA Partition. Like I always tell you, if you like Beyonce, you type that same name in Partition. And some people they don't know how to spell Partition. If you don't know how to spell Partition, I don't know what to tell you. But the Partition on social media, and you can find us on YouTube, or you can go type in Wildlife Magazine on YouTube as well, or either the Rikers with an S, World Order. And then when you go to our channel links, if you click on any one of them, Kicks and Tricks with a Z, it'll show all of them linked together. And on Facebook, okay, go ahead. There you go.
No, I just wanted to add on him, like, and if you want to book Kato to film your video or your wedding or anything that you need to get filmed, contact Wildlife Magazine, Wildlife Films, contact Lil Ron, and he will handle that, because this dude is amazing.
We got a business line too.
We have a business line.
Kato said he wanted to make sure I give out the business number. He said that's smooth. We got a business line. Well, if you do want to get in contact with Kato on the business line, I'm going to give the business line number to you, and that's going to be 832-870-1855. That's a direct number to get in contact with Kato, because he don't do social media. But if you call, he's not giving you the hookup for $50 to $60. You look at the work, and his work will speak for itself. So other than that, I am glad we had a nice episode. And the holidays is coming up next month, and I know a lot of y'all thinking about eating. So before y'all get ready to start eating,
stop eating the wrong shit.
We out of here. Peace. Thank you for stopping by today.